So after going from one of the highest points in my life to losing everything overnight, I didn't think I could ever recover from that. I had a job at Burger King after averaging over a 100 in high school. Dropped out of college thinking I was going to be a successful entrepreneur in 6 months or less. But here I was, scraping the parking lot of Burger King, getting screamed at by a boss on what to do, her constantly disrespecting me and constantly telling me to hurry up. One day, I went to use the bathroom. I looked at myself. I was covered in grease, covered in dirt. My eyes had bags in them, and I had $27 to my name. That was the day that I completely cracked, and I completely broke down crying. I fell down to the ground and cried for minutes on minutes. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I hated the guy that I was. I was extremely disappointed in myself. I considered myself a failure at the time. That was the moment something changed. I went home, and I cried more. I went home and I was just done with everything, and I couldn't deal with the fact of where I was in life. I had no money, a horrible job, and no ambition to do anything anymore. My mom sat me down and she told me straight up she knew I could do better. I realized then and there that every single thing that led me to that moment was done through choices. It was done through my own goodwill, and I was the reason that I got there. Although this made me extremely disappointed in myself, it also made me really hopeful. I realized that through my choices, I can also get out of that situation. I was at complete rock bottom. I knew that there was no other way than up. It was a Sunday night, and I was about to work the next day. Another week of Burger King, another week of scraping dishes, getting screamed at and disrespected. And I told myself, this is the first choice you're gonna make. At that point, I had just gotten paid, had about $200 to my name, and I had about $800 in bills due because of my mistakes. I decided not to go to work the next day. I decided that night that I was going to quit my job and that I was going to change my life forever. I hopped on job websites and I scoundered the internet. I scoundered the internet for something better. Something that wasn't going to be disrespectful, something that wasn't going to make me feel this anxiety that I was feeling before work every day. I eventually started my YouTube channel so that I could document my journey to success and so that I could hold myself accountable for when I'm at home. I started to document everything that I did, from the point I woke up to the point I went to sleep. I started to journal daily. I started to meditate, and I got closer with God. These were all choices that I was making daily to make myself a better man. The ability to make a choice changed my life completely. I became conscious to who I listened to, and I became obsessive with my goals. From the day that I woke up to the moment that I went to sleep, I was working. I got a job at Best Buy the next week, started making about $21 an hour, which was a way better pay than I was before. I wasn't getting food thrown at me no more. I wasn't getting disrespected, but it still wasn't where I wanted to be. 3 months later, I quit that job, and technically, since I had sales experience, I used that to my advantage on my resume, and I got a job at a fitness studio called Orange Theory. I realized that I could use skill sets and my passion and mix them together. So I worked at this new job called Orange Theory. It's this fitness studio, and man, that completely changed my life for the better. The job quality was all the way up here. I met some of the coolest people in my life. I enjoyed being work so much that I ended up going even on my days off just to go. I even learned sales skill. I learned customer service. I learned everything. After that, I quit again. Then I reapplied to another job called Equinox. I applied for their membership advisor role, which was a lucrative sales job. And my first day there, I made $1,200. The next day I made $400. The next day I made $700. I sat down, reminiscing about the moment where I was in the Burger King stall, bawling my eyes out with $20 to my name. And I thanked myself for making a choice. I made the choice that I wanted to be better. I made the choice that I wanted to change who I was. And now here we are. I'm at this amazing job. making near 6 figures a year. I've been consistent for over a year and a half on YouTube. All of my relationships are very high quality, and I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quit that job and I'm gonna go even higher. I'm gonna keep grinding on YouTube, and I'm gonna keep going until this becomes my business. And it all boils down to one thing: making a choice. I am choosing to be better every single day. I am choosing myself every single day. And I am making the choice to work obsessively towards my goals until I win. I had a friend, he told me, maybe dropping out of college and becoming an entrepreneur wasn't realistic. He told me that, one day being a YouTuber, being an influencer of sorts, owning your own clothing business through influencing and changing the world one day, he told me that's all unrealistic. He told me it was all a dream. You know what I said to that? I said, never stop dreaming. I told him I'm never going to listen to anybody that's not in the position that I want to be in. If you simply do not give up, you will win. If you don't want to lose, simply do not stop. Never stop dreaming. And always chase the highest and most ambitious goal that you have. Work hard, especially when no one is looking, and succeed in silence. I believe in you, and you should believe in yourself too. Because when I was at rock bottom, I made the choice to believe in myself. And things are looking good. Make a choice and never stop dreaming. Goodbye.